Tell us about your character in the film.
So I play Greta Lowen, who's sort of one of the elders of the group of women in the hayloft. She's a sort of a quiet, gentle soul who is quite forceful also, and in her own gentle way. And she's just part of this collective and trying to make a decision for these women about what to do after these harrowing experiences. And she's quite determined to get her way.
Speak about collaborating with Sarah, who I've heard you have a very long friendship with.
Yes, Sarah and I we're both from Canada, and we've been in. I played her mother in a movie a few years ago, and I've watched her career, and we've never. This is our first collaboration as actor and director, so I just trust her implicitly. She knows exactly what she wants, and gave us the space and the playground to play in. So it's wonderful.
Speak a little bit about your research into Mennonite communities and how you did that.
I come from an area called Stratford in Ontario we're just surrounded. I had a Mennonite nanny who quit in the middle of the night because I swam bare naked in the pool. But my daughters grew up with with these women. I had an incredible masseuse who was a Mennonite. So I feel like I've been very aware of this culture and entrenched in it. I am not. I don't quite understand their faith but I respect it immensely, and they're in terms of research, we all did our own research. I'm very much about the clothes and the look and just really going back to the script, going back to Sarah's script, going back to the novel, talking to Miriam Taves, who wrote the original book, and then going back to the original story of the Mennonite women in Bolivia. And that was a fountain of information for me, too, to realize that this is a fable, but based in truth. And that I really wanted to bring absolute authenticity to respect the women that, had these harrowing things happen to them.
And finally, can you speak about collaborating with the Ensemble? Because it's a really amazing ensemble.
Yeah, listen, I got to the set and I was like fangirl. Claire Foy and Rooney, I couldn't believe this. So I had to get over that. And then we were all there. Everybody was so fantastic. And, Frances McDormand, open arms, arrived on the set with deviled eggs for us all. So it was impossible not to then become comfortable. And you have to know that we were all together every day for months at a time. It wasn't like coming in and out of movies where you come and go. We were all together as a community doing a movie about women in a community. So it was great.
How did you get involved with the film?
Well, I got sent the audition and I sent in a self-tape, and originally I got told no thank you. And then a couple months later I got an email asking for a chemistry read with this one, and then I got an email a week later that I got the part. So it was
usually how it goes. So I have quite the long story. I'll cut it down. So I am a student filmmaker aside from all this. I make films at school, and I made a short one about the pandemic that I posted, kind of went viral over 2020. And then somehow it got to Sarah. Sarah's people found it, gave it to her, and she got in touch with me because of it, and she wanted me to cast or audition for something that she was doing. I really thought it was a scam at first because, like Sarah Polley. Anyway, and I initially auditioned for Ocha, got turned down for that, and then months and months later, I got cast for a night show. Yeah, and now I'm here.
Well, you both had the privilege of working with some of the great actors of our generation, Frances McDormand, Rooney Mara, Claire Foy. Can you speak about collaborating with them? What was that like? You'll go first.
Sure. Well, it was definitely a lot at first, very intimidating, but it quickly became a really chill, comforting learning environment, very warm, very kind. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone was really open to collaboration and they were really willing to give knowledge really freely, and they were just all really great mentors. So it made it really easy to, collaborate with them. And if I ever felt like unsure with what I was doing, they were all willing to answer questions or help with whatever I think we needed. So it was really nice.
Since you're a filmmaker, do you think you'll do more acting in the future?
Yes, definitely. I want to make sure both of those are a part of my life somehow. I love acting and I love filmmaking behind and in front of the camera. So yeah, I'll figure it out, both of them.
Anything coming up for you?
Nope, just auditioning right now and hopefully getting to work soon. I'm excited to see what's in the future.
Are you both Canadian-based actors?
Yes.
Toronto.
Edmonton.
Tell us about your character in the film.
I play Agatha, who is kind of she's certainly the oldest one, and the one who cares the most, I think, about what the solution is going to be. Maybe she doesn't care the most, but she's the one who wants to guide the most and make sure we make the right decision.
Can you speak about collaborating with Sarah?
I loved every second of it. I hope I collaborated. She's an extraordinary director, extraordinary person, and I feel very privileged that I got to work with her.
Can you speak a little bit about your research into Mennonite communities or how you approach the subject matter?
I went to Mennonite church. It was during the pandemic, so it was on Zoom, and listened, and we broke off in chat rooms, and so I could ask questions. I did a lot of reading, and I come from a family who's very religious, so I kind of went back and tried to take notes about what my family had taught me and how it related to a Mennonite community.
Also, the film boasts a really amazing ensemble of actors. Can you speak about just collaborating with everyone?
Well, it was the best thing that could ever happen to an actress. It's just this group of women, I was quite intimidated when I found out who were playing my daughters, and they calmed me down. They are the super professionals, and they raise the bar every day. So every day was a day of fun.
Can you both speak about collaborating with Sarah on this? You can start.
Oh, okay, thanks. I think she's a very special director. I think she's got such a huge heart. She's so giving. She's egoless, which is very, very remarkable for a director. And whatever she gets, she gives out. She's so generous to her crew and her actors, and she's just so eloquent, and she's got a lot of love for her.
Yeah, Sarah's so incredibly thoughtful, and I think she's very self-aware and self-reflective. No problem admitting when she feels she's been wrong or if she feels she's right. She's very, she's really honest about who she is, and honest and open and generous and thoughtful and so well-spoken. She's everything. She's everything and more.
Can you speak a little bit about your immersion into Mennonite communities, research, preparation, that kind of thing?
I didn't do anything. I didn't even really learn my lines. I had an earwig.
The book's written by Miriam Taves, who was a former member of a Mennonite community. So I think a lot of trust had to go into that. There was limited things we could do, in the sense that it's not as if you can kind of infiltrate or walk into. But Sarah gave us lots of tools and sources and things like that. And also I think just trusting that the story and the relationships was what this film was about, as opposed to necessarily about a particular community. It's supposed to be able to be kind of relevant to every society, every person in the world, basically.
And just trusting that because Sarah is who she is and she's so thoughtful and considerate, we trusted that she had done that work in spades for us.